Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Steve Ty, and it is my privilege to serve as the mayor of Diamond Bar this year. Also, very pleased to welcome you all to the 5760 Confluence Project groundbreaking ceremony. Many said it would never happen, and here we are. Today is a truly historic day, not just for the cities of Diamond Bar and industry, but for the entire state of California. If you want to know how bad that freeway is, ask Senator Hoff, ask John Fasana, ask Steve Scazzillo how long it took him to get here because of all the traffic. Today we commemorate the start of the first phase of improvements to the 5760 confluence. We've all been following this project, and we're all familiar with the facts. 500 accidents every year. Unfortunately, some of those are fatal. Number one location for freight delays and truck accidents in California, and 8th worst in the United States. Folks, this is not just another freeway improvement project. This is the 5760 confluence, a major route in Southern California, a critical corridor for regional and national freight travel. The fact we're here today is a testament to the importance of this project and proof that perseverance, optimism, and most importantly, teamwork can and do produce results. In order to truly appreciate where we're at today, it's worth reflecting on the road that got us here. Those of us who have been involved with the 5760 confluence know that getting to this point has not been without its share of challenges and setbacks. But we had the right attitude, we took the right steps, and we partnered up with the right people. Today we'll be hearing from several of our project partners, supporters, and proponents who have contributed to moving the project forward. On behalf of the cities of Diamond Bar and industry, thank you all for being here. Diamond Bar Councilmember Carol Herrera. City of Industry Mayor Pro Tem Corey Moss. Wave. Congressman Ed Royce. Congresswoman Grace Napolitano. Congresswoman Judy Chu. Senator Bob Huff. David Kim, Associate Administrator for Policy and Governmental Affairs at the Federal Highway Administration. Gary Slater, Deputy District Director for Caltrans District 7. Hassan Ikrada, Executive Director of the Southern California Association of Governments. John Fasana, Metro First Vice Chair and City of Duarte Council Member. City of Industry Council Member Newell Ruggles. Before we hear from our speakers, I also want to acknowledge other special guests with us today, and please hold your applause until I call the names. Luigi Luciano, Field Representative for Assemblywoman Ling Ling Chang. Angie Valenzuela, Field Deputy for Los Angeles County Supervisor Don Canavi. From the City of Diamond Bar, our Mayor Pro Tem Nancy Lyons. Councilmember Jimmy Lin. Councilmember Jack Tanaka. From the Metropolitan Transit Authority, Transportation Planning Manager Ben Jong. And from the Alameda Corridor East Construction Authority, Chief Executive Officer and Engineer Mark Christoffels. Thanks for being with us, all of you. So now I would like to get on with the presentation. If I may call up Council Member Carol Herrera. May I say Councilwoman-elect Carol Herrera.
Stand up, Carol. Yeah. No respect. Thank you, Mayor, for those introductory remarks. It is truly great to be here today, celebrating this extraordinary achievement. We are grateful to so many of our partners We thank the dedication and collaboration of everyone involved. Without them, we would not be standing here today. And a special thanks to all the staff members from the City of Industry and the City of Diamond Bar who have worked tirelessly for over 10 years to get us here to this point. Getting a project of this magnitude to this groundbreaking point is no easy feat. It took vision, commitment, and determination, and it involved many people, entities, and agencies, many of whom I'm glad to see represented here today. We are especially grateful to our congressional members, Grace Napolitano and Ed Royce and Judy Chu, for their efforts in bringing Chairman Bill Schuster out here, Chair of the Congressional Transportation and Infrastructure Committee. They also brought United States Secretary of Transportation Anthony Fox to see firsthand the impacts of the 5760 freeways, both important regional freeways. They are now aware of the detriments of the 5760 confluence, which caused numerous injuries and death, caused toxic air pollution emissions, and caused millions of dollars lost to freight container delays. These issues are not just important to Diamond Bar and the City of Industry. They are important to the entire region, to the entire state, and to our nation. We are proud of our success thus far, and today we break ground on a project that will help improve traffic operations, reduce collisions, improve air quality for the region, and move people and goods more efficiently through our area. Thank you again to all of our project partners, Caltrans, Metro, and City of Industry. We have the first 3 phases of the 5760 Confluence project funded and ready for construction. But we are not going to be content with our success so far. We have a key piece that remains and needs to find funding. That's the main line freeway improvements, which will cost over $200 million. So let's all join hands and continue to march forward to obtain this funding to complete this important project, which has great regional, state, and national significance. Thank you for being here today.
Before I introduce our next speaker, I'd like to recognize somebody who's been involved in this process as well, San Gabriel Valley Council of Governments Executive Director, Phil Hockey. Where are you hiding, Phil? Now, if you will welcome, please, Mayor Pro Tem from the City of Industry, Corey Moss.
Thank you, Steve. Good morning, and thank you to everyone for joining us here today. On behalf of the City of Industry, we are so proud to be a partner of this critically important project that will improve the quality of life for commuters in this region. Our city has a deep commitment to investing in regional infrastructure, improving traffic flow, and connecting our communities. This Confluence project presents an opportunity to work together with our partners, the City of Diamond Bar, and also on the state and federal levels, to create a project that will make a dangerous interchange safer and will ease congestion for our surrounding communities. The proposed improvements are expected to reduce traffic collisions, which means fewer accidents in the years ahead that could potentially cause fatalities or injuries. At its core, that's what this project is really about, the quality of the time and the safety of each person as they travel on this roadway every day. Although this is reason enough to invest in this project, there are other economic benefits as well. For example, this project is expected to create over 5,000 jobs for the hardworking men and women in this region. Additionally, traffic congestion regularly delays about 1/5 of commercial trucks, increasing the cost of shipping anywhere from 50% to 250%. This project will mean a significant time and cost savings for our businesses in the surrounding areas. The 5760 Confluence Project is an important step in improving the daily experience for our local and regional commuters and commercial drivers. And we at the City of Industry are proud to be part of such a critical project that will benefit so many. Thank you.
Thank you, Corey. Now, if you would welcome Congressman Ed Royce from the 39th Congressional District.
Thank you, Mayor. You know, one of the original challenges we had here on this 60 freeway is this is a state freeway. And you begin to realize that it's also the highway that carries more traffic, more truck traffic than any other freeway system in the United States, because it's the gateway here. It's the gateway to the ports. And as a consequence of this, it was very clear that because this was the most congested of all freeways, but also one of the worst designed, you have two freeways come into one, into a confluence, and then become two again, and all of the weaving along that corridor created a situation where, over the last 3 years, 250 trucks were in wrecks up here on this freeway. That's in addition to all the automobiles. What we needed to do was to get this included in the primary freight network. I chair the Foreign Affairs Committee, so I can see what's happening with the trade that comes along this corridor. Working with Judy Chu and working with Grace Napolitano, we were able to get this included. But we were also able to bring the chairman of the Foreign Affairs, the chairman of the Transportation Committee out here, and the Secretary of Transportation. And I can tell you, we picked an unusual day to bring the chairman of Transportation. That day, it was particularly crowded out on that freeway, and he was stuck there. We had a late starting breaking meeting as he tried to weave across that track. When he got out of there, he said, "This must be the worst confluence in the country." We said, exactly. This is the worst designed, but we can make it the best. And the reason we can make it the best is because the City of Industry and the City of Diamond Bar, their engineering departments, worked with Metro and worked with Caltrans, brought the cost of this project down by more than half. Brought it down to about $250,000. We've now got the funding of 3 of the 4 components or phases of this project. We just passed the transportation bill into the Senate, and Grace and Judy and I are right now leaning on the conferees, the Senate and House conferees, to make sure that this gets done quickly. And so as we move forward, I just wanted to take a moment and thank everyone at the local level, as well as with Metro and Caltrans. And Administrator David Kim, thank you for being here today with us from Washington. But when you reflect on the fact that the idling of those engines out there on those trucks is creating all of this pollution, when you reflect on the reality that the backup on this freeway goes all the way to Fullerton Road, I know because my office in East San Gabriel Valley is on Fullerton Road in Diamond Plaza. I look out the window and I can see the traffic all back up. The only advantage is that people can read the sign out front. But the reality is that we've got to get people home from work quickly, improve their quality of life, and do something about the public safety here. Thank you for all coming together to get this done.
Thank you, Congressman Royce. If you would welcome, please, from the 32nd Congressional District, Congresswoman Grace Napolitano.
Good morning. Thank you, thank you. It's a pleasure being here today with my colleagues and all of you. Welcome to our guests, our friends, and to this very exciting day that, as Carol was pointing out to me, has taken over 15 years to come to fruition. So congratulations to both cities, the industry and Diamond Bar. It's been so very, very long and very overdue. But the fact that this, and I won't belabor, you already know the drill. You know that this is a bad intersection. You know that you have accidents. So I won't belabor that. What I would want to touch upon is that we keep telling our friends in Washington, D.C. that sit on the Transportation Committee, and by the way, Ed, I am conferee. for transportation. I'm the one that is going to get dumped on. So I'm asking all my officials to let me know what project specific, so that we can't put them in because we've been forbidding for putting earmarks. I want them back. But so that we can then focus on things that are important to our communities. But that said, I need to know what are the major and most significant areas that need to be addressed so that we can at least discuss them and make some headway in the conference between the House and the Senate, and then it goes on. And the way it works, and let me explain to you something that I found out. I've been a conferee before, but pretty much on the outside. On this one, I'm also a conferee on water. The California Water Bill, Feinstein versus the House, which is Valadeo's. And they already have the bill set before they allow my staff and the committee staff to go in and sit at the table and find out how can we come together on issues. Then we get the dregs next week. So I'm hoping transportation is going to be a little different, and hopefully Mr. Schuster and our new speaker, Ryan, are going to be a little more open in the process, because we need to focus and make sure that the rest of the nation knows that California is a donor state. You send a lot of money on transportation, we do not get back, and it's time that we started helping on-time delivery to the East Coast, because they want that. Which reminds me, that also goes in for great separations, and we're trying to get, anybody here from the railroad? I'd love to pick on them. No? Is that they need to increase their funding from 0 to 3 to 10. I was told in a committee by Mr. Hamburger, who's their national rep, that they give 10%, and I corrected him for the record. So understand transportation is a big issue, that you need to tell us what some of those areas of concern are. But today, let's get back to the real thing, is I'm here with my colleagues, Representatives Chu and Royce, great partners. Let me tell you, I can't ask for better support for being able to address some of the concerns that we have on transportation. Of course, the Tiger Grant that was awarded in 2014 was great. And you talk about container delay. We've always hoped, and years ago, the former chair of transportation made this the corridor of national significance. Why? Because it does take 40 to 50% of the nation's good across to the rest of the country in the eastern area. We're looking at the House Transportation Bill next week. I was one of the authors of the provision to create the $740 million a year freight program, and we intend to continue fighting for funds to be able to get California's share back. And of course I'm a senior member on the Transportation Committee, so they have to come to me sometimes to ask, what do I think? Well, I think California deserves it, and this area should get the funding that we haven't gotten. And as I was talking to my SCAG friend, it's time San Gabriel Valley got a focus on SCAG. I want to ensure that we have the same benefits that the rest of the county folks and the west side gets, that we need those funds here to be able to continue projects like this. So as a conferee and as a negotiator of the final bill, it's going to be a higher priority of mine to maintain the freight program and the ability of projects in the valley, in this valley, to compete for grant funding. I am sure that you understand that I hold nothing back. What you see is what you get. So I am sure that in the future we're going to have a better input from this area with my friends, my colleagues, and the rest of you, so that we can be able to infuse into any of the bills that which is going to help us do a better job and get more funding to alleviate the congestion, environmental pollution, et cetera, and all those great things. So thank you for the invitation. Congratulations to this area for being tenacious and getting it done. Thank you very much. God bless.
Thank you, Congresswoman Napolitano. And as a conferee on behalf of Diamond Bar and Industry, I'd like to say we'd like more money for transportation. I want to be first in line, okay? I'll get Jim DeStefano to give you a note. And we'd like more water. So there we go. If you'll all join me in welcoming from the 27th Congressional District, Congresswoman Judy Chu.
Well, I am so thrilled to be here at the groundbreaking ceremony of the 5760 Confluence Project. and I'm excited to join Diamond Bar in the City of Industry for a project that's been so long time in coming and to end decades of danger. I remember it was about 7 years ago that I was approached by the city officials about working on a solution to this problem. And I thought, how many times have I sat through traffic on this terrible bottleneck here? How many times had I anxiously weaved from the 60 to the 57 and vice versa while thinking that the roads made no sense? And how many times had I sat there behind a truck, a gigantic truck, as it was maneuvering, thinking that any time it could tip over and create a huge accident? Well, too many times to count. And in fact, I was astounded to discover this is one of the most dangerous intersections of Southern California, with 253 accidents in a 3-year period. Unbelievable. And so that's why I had to say yes, and that's why I joined my colleagues Ed Royce and Grace Napolitano with great enthusiasm to write to the Department of Transportation and urge Secretary Anthony Fox to award the federal grant of $10 million. And of course, there's the other reason for supporting it, which is the economic reason. The 60 provides a major east-west route for goods movement from the LA region to the rest of the U.S. It's a regionally and nationally significant corridor. And with these improvements, commercial trucks can better and more safely transport all these goods from the ports of Long Beach and LA to the rest of the nation. Well, I am so thrilled to say that all these efforts worked. This project got one of the few Tiger grants that's awarded in the entire nation. Only 3% of Tiger grants are awarded in the entire nation. And this was only one of 2 grants awarded in Southern California. So it's incredible. And this couldn't happen at a better time, because just this last Friday, the House passed out the bipartisan transportation bill. After so many short-term patches, finally, a bill that is multi-year, proposed to be 6 years, and provides $325 billion in funds for transportation projects. And we are so lucky to have the only Southern California conferee right here, Grace Napolitano. I mean, the most exciting thing is that it can provide more funds to complete this particular project. And so it couldn't happen at a better time. So I want to thank, and especially thank, Administrator David Kim for getting the Department of Transportation to award this project. Thank you for making this a reality. Thanks.
Thank you, Congresswoman Chu. Now, if you'll join me in welcoming State Senator from the 29th District and Diamond Bar's favorite son, Senator Bob Huff.
Well, to our congressional delegation, local elected officials, transportation planners, and funders, good morning. It's a pleasure to be here today. You should know I jokingly accused the mayor of staging this accident out here so that we would be able to see the backup that happens. Sadly, having represented this intersection for 20 years in the local elected and the state assembly and the Senate, it doesn't have to be staged, it just happens on the natural. So it's a happy day when we can come together and celebrate starting the solution to what's been a thorny issue. You should also know historically, when Carol Herrera and I were elected back in the dark ages 20 years ago to the City Council of Diamond Bar, traffic congestion was one of my platforms I ran on, trying to, not to create more, but to create less. And then you find out how difficult it is. We already had the funding in the pipeline to do what became the HOV Connector project, and we're sworn in, and pretty soon we got DreamWorks trying to siphon it off to the west side. So we have to hire a lobbyist, we got to start getting engaged in that diplomacy to preserve the funds that had already been identified and we thought were pretty much locked up in the bank and ready to go. So hopefully the money's all secured for this project, but it just drives home how scarce transportation dollars are. And you remember in January of this year, the governor said, We're in a state of emergency in the state of California. We have $58 billion of backup, just road repairs, not even new capacity. And you can see how much solution we've found so far, zero. Even though I thought a good place to start was, hey, let's take the transportation dollars we're paying now and use it for transportation projects. Huh? Doesn't that make sense? But we can't even get that done, although I did get that out of extraordinary committee, and we'll see where it goes in the beginning of next year. But because transportation dollars are so scarce, I want to give a shout out to an organization that's been a tremendous funding partner for the last 20 years, and that's the City of Industry. You know, back when it started with the Alameda Corridor East, and I was chairman of that, we did get an earmark, Congresswoman, thanks to some of your help, and Barbara Boxer, $100 million in 1998. We found out you had to spend the money to draw it down. We didn't have the money to spend. We were a new organization. So City of Industry stepped up. I went over and talked to then Mayor Wynn, and he ponied up $2 million as a loan. We had to do some other little mitigation for the industry back then, but it started a good relationship of working together to solve thorny issues. And so they also helped put up some money to figure out a solution at the Lemon Avenue to get some on-ramps, off-ramps over there. But this is the crowning achievement, $35 million committed by the City of Industry, its redevelopment agency, or now successor agency. And I think so often because for whatever reason, we don't give City of Industry the credit that they deserve, but they are the job magnet, not just for the San Gabriel Valley, but really Southern California. And when they have goods moving through here, that's cars moving through here, that's people getting to jobs, and that's tax dollars that helps fund all these projects. It's a great deal. So anyway, congratulations everybody involved. We look forward to the finished product. It's great to be here today.
Would you please welcome Associate Administrator for Federal Highway Administration Policy and Governmental Affairs, David Kim.
Well, good morning. It's great to see you all today. On behalf of the Federal Highway Administration and the U.S. Department of Transportation, it is wonderful to be with you on this very exciting occasion. A little over a year ago, it was our good fortune to announce to the world that this project was selected to receive a Tiger Grant of $10 million to fund phase 2 of this very important project. And Congresswoman Chu said it best. This is a very competitive program. In fact, we like to joke that it is easier to get into Harvard than it is to get a Tiger Grant. It's actually not a joke because Congresswoman Chu said it right. About 3% of all applications get selected for a Tiger Grant. Harvard's admission rate is probably a little over 3%, so it is easier to get into Harvard. So, in any event, we are now here a year later, ready to break ground, and we are thrilled to see this grant being put to great use here in the San Gabriel Valley. When we looked at your application a little over a year ago, it was abundantly clear to all of us who looked at the application that this was a project that had transformative benefits, not just regionally, but nationally. It was a well thought out, compelling application that made the case. And this is really what the Tiger program is all about, to help fund those projects that will make a difference on the ground, that will transform a region, a state, a community, a country. And that's exactly what this project will do. About a year ago, an organization called the American Transportation Research Institute did an analysis of the top freight bottlenecks around the country. What they found was very interesting. This particular confluence was ranked number 8 in the country, the 8th worst bottleneck in the country from the standpoint of freight delays and serious accidents. And in the state of California, it's the number 1 bottleneck, again, from the standpoint of serious delays and accidents. So no wonder that this project rose to the top, and it's a testament to all of you. Projects like this simply do not happen by themselves. It takes great partnership and collaboration. And so kudos and congratulations to the City of Diamond Bar, City of Industry, Caltrans, Metro, SCAG, ACE, San Gabriel Valley COG, and of course your outstanding congressional delegation. They are very strong advocates for your causes. I see that every day. They wrote a very influential letter to the Secretary. They're on the phone to the Secretary. They are dogged advocates for your cause. So congratulations on this very exciting day, and let's keep working forward together. Thank you.
Thank you, David. It's been brought to my attention that the success ratio of Diamond Bar and Walnut schools is higher getting into Stanford than the 3% average. So just thought you'd like to know that. Would you join me in welcoming from the California Department of Transportation, District 7, Deputy District Director Gary Slater.
Good morning, everybody. Caltrans is happy to be part of this momentous occasion as you start these series of projects to increase safety, reduce weaving, and smooth the transition between these two important routes. This area is the confluence of both the freeways and the cities. To bring these people together is taking a long period of time and work and sweat to get this project moving. Mayor Tai, Mayor Pro Tem Moss, Councilmember Herrera, council members, and other distinguished guests, congratulations to both the cities. Caltrans supports your efforts in improving the state's highest ranking corridor for freight delays and the nation's 8th most congested freight corridor. This will go a long way to improving the economy and goods movement along the major east-west route, starting at the ports going across the nation. With a projected volume of trucks in 2035 of 44,000 trucks a day. This is what can be accomplished through partnering, sheer determination, along with the all-important local, federal funding, including the Tiger Grant. When all these phases are completed, 350,000 vehicles a day will be using the two routes. We'll have a safer, less congested, and easier trip. Caltrans will provide the technical expertise and accountability to ensure the successful completion of this important project with our partners. Caltrans' mission is to provide a safe, sustainable, integrated, and efficient transportation system to enhance California's economy and livability. As we embark on the 5760 Confluence Project, you help us meet this mission. And in closing, I want to remind everybody as the construction starts to mind the cone zone. Please be work zone alert. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gary. Now, if you would join me in welcoming from Southern California Association of Governments Executive Director Hassan Ikrada.
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning to all of you. I want to congratulate the City of Diamond Bar and City of Industry, Metro. I want to thank our national leader, our state leaders for getting us to this point. Just so we know the importance of this project. One is it's one of the most congested in the region, in the country actually. But goods movement is important to this region, is important to this state, is important to this nation. 1/3 of the jobs in the state of California is related to goods movement. So this project is not just important because of congestion, it's important because of economic development. This is the kind of project that's going to create economic opportunity to get us out of poverty, to get us opportunities for upward social mobility. So I want to again congratulate the cities of Diamond Bar, City of Industry, Metro, Caltrans, Federal Highways. I want to thank our national and state leaders for a great job. I remember when the council members from Diamond Bar and City of Industry 15 years ago were looking for a champion, and they found them in our leaders. Thank you very much, and congratulations.
Now, if you would join me in welcoming, not only from Metro and the City of Duarte, the Vice Chair and Duarte Council Member John Fasana.
Well, thank you, Mayor Tai, and good morning, everyone. Is this a great day or what? Have we waited for this, for improvements to this intersection? We certainly have. And starting off this morning, certainly I want to congratulate our congressional delegation for getting a transportation bill through. Is that a great accomplishment? And what a great partnership. City of Industry, City of Diamond Bar working together, their elected officials, staff members like David Liu and John Ballas, the work that they've done. Ben Jong over at LA Metro, which is contributing over $20 million to these projects. Fantastic advocate like Kevin Jones, who's helped secure funding and raise awareness of this vital project. The federal government, what David has done for the Tiger Grant and the federal highway support. This is really a fantastic day for all of us. I do want to say, I don't drive this intersection all the time, but I do know that it is absolutely vital for the San Gabriel Valley. We have improvements. We absolutely need to find a way to accelerate the main part of this project at over $200 million. We also have some improvements we need to make nearby over on the 71 to close those last intersections to create a north-south passageway there and improve traffic flow. So we're going to do that. The other thing I want to know is that I want you to know is that when I do drive through here, lately I've been using Waze. Has anybody out here used Waze? It's very interesting to me, and I checked before I came up here, there's like 35,000 Waze users nearby. And the reason this is important is when you look here, you think there are no bypasses, but if you use Waze, it will direct you through all the side streets to bypass the 5760. I half expected to see garage doors open and being told to turn left and then pass through the back side there. But when we fail to address congestion like what you've got here on this 8th most congested intersection, most dangerous, with tools like Waze, it will spread to your surface streets. It will spread to your neighborhoods. So it's absolutely vital that we move forward and that we maintain and improve the safety on our highways, improve goods flow, and improve the opportunity for residences and businesses to engage in commerce. So congratulations again. Congratulations to Mayor Ty and the City of Diamond Bar, to the City of Industry, congratulations, and to all the funding partners, Caltrans, SCAG, great job. Thank you.
John, it's our goal to keep people on the freeway. We don't want them cutting through Diamond Bar. Now, if you would join me in welcoming for closing remarks, Council Member Newell Ruggles from City of Industry.
Thank you. John, please don't tell anybody that. The secret to get through here is Valley Boulevard. Everybody that lives in this area knows don't even go on the 60. Just go down Valley, you'll be all right. On behalf of the City of Industry, I would like to thank you all for coming today and your continued support through the past 7 years getting this project complete. I grew up right here in the city of Walnut, right down Grand, so I know this area like the back of my hand. Our tow truck drivers run up and down this freeway, and every day there's an accident. And our guys are out there on the freeway getting passed up by traffic, along with emergency crews. CHP risk their lives every day out there to get these people from point A to point B. And we've come a long way. I remember back when I was a kid, Chino, Ontario, those are all farmlands out there. Now you got a huge growth to the east. One day I'm sure there's gonna be houses all the way out to Palm Springs. And I don't know where they're gonna get their water from, but they're growing like crazy out there. And this is a huge project to get this done and get these people. This freeway is a main artery for 3 huge counties, and they're all feeding Los Angeles. It's the heart of Southern California, and this freeway is a big part of that. So I'm very proud with the City of Industry's contribution. We've got $35 million invested into this project. That's huge for a city around here. And if you look behind us, we got a 600-acre development going on top of the 400 that we've already developed. And that's going to bring tons of jobs and tons of businesses to the city and Southern California, which is much needed. And with it, it's going to bring a lot of trucks and traffic congestion with it. I know everybody always complains, the trucks are going down the freeway, they're all going to City of Industry. But they're going down to the port too, and they're feeding the rest of the whole Southern California. But we're going to be a good partner with our local city as Diamond Bar, and we're going to work together to get this project done and other projects in the future. And definitely it's going to take the help of local, state, federal, and the transportation people to get this stuff done. I look forward to working with all of you in the future, and the City of Industry's help. We're here to be a good partner with our communities, and we're not here just for the businesses. We're also here to help the surrounding communities because we care about those people, because those people are coming to our businesses and to make this area great. So I'd like to have everybody join us for picture ceremonies, and thank you all.